Dennis, much more like one of your Boston United teams today.
Yeah, a team that I recognise today, unlike the one away at Lowestoft. So really pleased the players have obviously prepared, listened and put in a performance that's expected of me, the fans, the chairman and everybody else.
And what do you put it down to? Obviously there's a massive bank holiday crowd in today and they've gone home happy and they've really seen a dominant performance that probably should have led to a more comfortable victory.
Well, I think they've realised that unless you prepare right, every game in this league's tough, and we was well and truly, you know, done away at Lowestoft, and you don't want to be doing that in front of your home fans in a local derby. So, you know, I thank the boys for preparing right for this one and getting the job done. I mean, it was one, it could have been a cricket score.
And the goal right on half time, every time is a good time to score, but a great time right on the whistle.
Yeah, it's a good goal, and it's always coming, you know, because I thought, you know, no disrespect to Gainsborough, and Steve would probably be mad that I said this, but he probably knows deep down, you know, they've played a system their first half, they've got the wind in their favour, and they've wasted time right the way through the first half, not showing any ambition in the game, so it made it easy for us to have possession. It was just a case of trying to break them down, which was difficult, but we managed to get ourselves in front. So then, you know, they're going to have to change at some stage. We did say at half time it probably wouldn't be straight away, and that's what happened. And we could have got ourselves out of sight before they actually went two up top in the end and had a go for 10 minutes. And as soon as balls come into your box and Jarman and Newsham are just looking to foul and not looking to win it, anything could bounce to somebody and they could get an opportunity. And one or two times, if it had fell in their favour, that could have happened. But, you know, the referee obviously let them get away with the continual fouling. And it was difficult in the last 10 minutes to maintain, obviously, a clean sheet. But like I say, it should have been out of sight by then, and I think we'd have been pretty peed off if we'd have dropped any points today.
And always nervy at 1-0, but they didn't really create too much in those closing stages, and you saw it through. I don't think Henrik particularly had a save to make. No,
I think somebody just told me they didn't have one shot on our goals today. So, I mean, it just shows that it was a lack of ambition, but you can half understand it. They'd beaten Ferriby, they'd already beat us twice, they didn't want to lose, and maybe even by a heavy score, so they'd been happy with a draw. But, you know, when you're going for not to win a game, it ends up portraying into the players, and the negativity was there to see. So they'd probably be disappointed going home tonight that they haven't actually give it a go. So it's one of them things, they haven't give it a go and they've got what they deserved.
And Lewis Hilliard in for his first start today, showed some nice touches and delivered the cross for your goal that you eventually scored.
Yeah, well, you know, we've been saying, Craig, since we signed him, what he's capable of doing. He hasn't played for a little while and he needs games under his belt, but he's worked really hard today, showed tremendous quality. You know, I can't remember him giving the ball away, and some of his deliveries into the box were unbelievable. You know, the chances we had from set pieces today that we haven't quite put in, but he's got that aspect to his game. So real decent from Lewis. John Sands had a fantastic game today. You know, he tired obviously second half, but the effort he put in first half, running the channels, being a handful, should have got himself a couple of goals. So I'm really pleased for John. So all in all, everybody had what's required of their performances today, and generally when that happens, we generally come out on top.
And Lowestoft again on Saturday, and presumably now looking for the right preparation again from your players to make sure they can get another good performance and hopefully a good result at the weekend.
Well, that's key. If they prepare right and they have the freshness they showed today, then it'll make it very difficult for Lowestoft to come here and win. But you know, if they don't prepare right, we've got to get through New Year's Eve, and that's the problem. You know, they've got to prepare right, and then they'll be fine. So let's hope the players have learnt from the first Lowestoft game, and they can put it right in the second one.
And you head into 2016 now in a good position, perhaps higher than you were at this stage last year, and with everything very much to play for.
Yeah, I think this stage last year was 7th or 8th and was about 12 points off the top. So to turn the year only 3 points off the top is fantastic. You know, people talk about games in hand, but it's only really Solihull and Fylde that have got the games in hand, and there's 5 places up for grabs. We've still got Ferriby to come here, we've still got Nuneaton to come here, so we're well in there. We're on par with the other 3 teams that are in the playoffs, so we've got a cracking chance to achieve, obviously, a playoff spot. I mean, even last year, I think if you looked at it, there was 5 from 10 teams could have made the playoffs. This year it looks like it might be 5 from 7, maybe 5 from 6 with Tamworth losing today. So, you know, Tamworth are now 8 points behind us and are in 7th position. So they'd have to win every single game in hand to catch us. So with only one team maybe that got to slip up, it might make it a little bit easier if you can be consistent to cement down the top 5 at least.